Hey, me, Callie Carroll. Good morning, sunshine.
Morning, sunshine. Good morning, sunshine.
Oh, good morning, sunshines. Daily dose of perspective. Good morning, sweet baby sunshines.
Good morning, sunshines. Let's get started.
The year was 2023, the month December. I was taking my children to play therapy because my youngest had just finished his chemotherapy after a year and a half, and we needed some therapy. All of us needed some therapy. Have you guys done play therapy with your children? Pretty wild. It's pretty interesting. You learn some different things about how to coach and manage and support your children, and a lot about regulation. Anywho, we're on our way to play therapy, and my kids are kind of losing their shit a little bit. I don't exactly remember what that was about, but I was like, we need to like emotionally regulate because I'm learning all these things, right? And we're gonna try some different things. You know what? We're gonna just like play some loud techno music. Let's just see if that beat feels good, because sometimes it's quiet and calm that can regulate someone, and other times it's like loud and energetic that can help release things. So I put on a song called One by Swedish Mafia. If you haven't listened to it yet, just go ahead and like write that down. You like comment it. Oh, hey guys, good morning, sunshines. I forgot. Say good morning, sunshine in the comment. Tell me something you're grateful for. Maybe it's your favorite techno song. I don't know. Yeah, do that. Do that so you interact, so you feel really good about the day. Anywho, so here we are, Swedish One Mafia. Okay, write that down so you can listen to it later, so you can really get the full idea of what we're going to talk about today. And I start playing this music, and it's like, boota, 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 like, we're jamming, we're like, "Dun, dun, 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 dun," and we start fist pumping, and we're getting after it, and we're like letting go of some energy, and it was fantastic. It. I mean, a real good time. Like, they really did like start to calm down, and they're laughing and they're enjoying it. And they're like, "Mom, what was that?" And it's right before Christmas. It's like 2 weeks before Christmas. I'm like, "That was just some Christmas party music." And they were like, "Okay, awesome." Okay, fast forward to today, this morning in 2024. Christmas is 85 days away. It's not today by any means. And we're driving to school. I'm taking little Cubert and I'm going to drop him off. And he's like, "Hey, Mom, will you play my favorite Christmas song?" Do you know which song he's referencing as his favorite Christmas song? It's not Polar Express. It's not White Christmas. It's not Jingle Bells or Rudolph the Red Wrangler. Certainly not that one. And he wants to hear One by Swedish Mafia. So we proceed to play his favorite quote unquote Christmas song, and we fist bump all the way to school. I can't imagine the people that drive by me. They're just like, "Is she literally having a dance party right now? It's 7:15 and she's in the car seemingly by herself because you can't see my kid in the back, and I'm just getting after it." Yes, that is me. Okay. What does this have to do with anything, Cal? That's a great story. Good for you and your Christmas Swedish One Mafia soundtrack extraordinaire that you're teaching your children. The point of today's daily dose of perspective is that our babies listen to what we say. And when we tell them something, when we share something with them, it kind of can like imprint on them. When they're super young, their minds are like little sponges, and they're so observant and thirsty for knowledge that when you share something with them, it goes up here, and they record that memory, they record that information, especially when they're at a heightened emotional state, which could either be extreme happiness and joy or extreme anger and frustration. Have you ever noticed how like your kid remembers that one thing and that one way that you reacted 8 months ago because they were upset and you were upset, and you're just like, "Oh good, I'm glad you remember that one," right? Like where mom lost it and accidentally said the F word or whatever it is. Like, let's not remember all the other things that happened that day. But when they're emotionally charged, they tend to have this even a greater ability to remember what you say. And I wanted us to pull this in today to remember and to acknowledge as we're walking through our days that the small humans that are around us are listening to the ways that we speak to them and what we're teaching them. Whether you're telling them, falsely so, that Swedish Mafia song One is a Christmas song, because that's true now forever, right? It's going to be true in my heart forever because it has to be. Or you're going throughout your day and you're just like, "You know what, honey? It's just because everything's really hard. Everything's really hard for me. It's always been really hard. It's going to be really hard for you too." Okay, trap that up in my mind. Life's going to be really hard for me. I'm going to make sure that I make that story come true, right? Or you know what? People just aren't kind. There's just like most people, they're just kind of mean. So we want to stay away from people like that, or maybe some sort of coaching you're trying to give them. And their little brain is like, okay, people aren't kind. Stay away from people. I'm going to trap that, and I'm going to create stories about that for the rest of my life. Or you might not even be talking to them, right? But you're looking at yourself in the mirror, and you're making some comments about like, ugh, I just look so fat, and this just looks horrible, and nobody's gonna respond to me at work or whatever because I look like this, or some sort of negative self-talk. And they witness that, and they take that in of like, okay, so like when you're fat and you're horrible and you're just gonna always look like this and you can't do anything about it. I'm gonna run with that story, and I'm gonna make sure that's something that I take on. And that might feel a little extreme for you right now, especially if you're feeling defensive because you're like, ooh, zoo-wee, I say some things in front of my kids or to my kids to create stories in their world that while they are my story, because I'm still working on changing that, I'm like imprinting them with the fact that Swedish Mafia House 1 is Christmas music. And now that's what they're going to walk around thinking forever. They're going to forever think that life is hard, or that they're fat, or that they're always going to be lonely, or that people are mean because of the way we show up and the words that we use. And I think that just like this gentle reminder, it's probably not that extreme in your life, but as you walk through the next day, just be more observant of what you share with your kids or kids that you're around. They don't need to be your kids. Be more observant of the type of languaging that you use and what you're speaking into them, acknowledging that they are likely going to take that information, especially if they're emotionally charged in any way, and they are going to run with it. And it could be life shaping for them until they have the ability to control and train their minds to reshape and reform and unlearn all the bad crap that they learned, or the crap that's not serving them that they've learned from the past. And I think that just us kind of just walking through our day and being more aware of these things might help us get to a state where we're like, you know what, maybe I want to pour some new things into them. Maybe, like for me, I really do my best to pour different ideas into my kids about regularly sharing with them, of course, how loved they are, because some people don't ever feel loved, right? Like, I love you so much. We do a lot of that repetition, but how smart they are, and how strong they are, and how healthy they are, and how helpful they are. And even in times of, like, let's say my kids will have these, like, I think all kids do, like these extreme emotion like bursts, like where they're like so sad or like whiny or whatever. But I really like to shine when they're like, man, you're so calm, and you're so confident right now, and you're so strong, and you're so patient, and look how kind you're being to your brother, and really highlight those different, what I would say, more positive vibrational ways of being, so that they can attach more to that. So is today's daily dose about Swedish House Mafia, the song 1? Maybe, but probably not. It's more about how our kids are little sponges, and we should be watching the languaging that we're using around them and to them, so we can support them in becoming their best selves. And also watch, if you start to do it, you're going to notice that you start to shift to your own languaging, which can start to change your world and your life. And you can step out of a way of maybe being a little bit more negative or whatever, that's not serving you, that's not serving them. You're like, I'm not going to do that. It's not serving them. Well, it's not serving you either. And watch how you get to grow through it. Cool? Okay, good morning, sunshines. Joining me today in my son's bedroom because I can't figure out where to put my phone with the speaker on here. Anywho, that's not that important. Don't forget, perspective reveals miracles. I love you guys. Whoa, bye.
Thanks for joining, and don't forget to subscribe and, of course, share with your friends. Guys, that's how we impact more lives. All right, see you next time.